Well, good afternoon, everyone. Today's topic is technical vocabulary, and it has everything to do with film review and book review, which we have done on online video classes, which I have put on my channel. And you have also read this book review and film review for your internal assignment. Now, related to that only, our next topic is lesson 2 in unit 9, technical vocabulary. And in this technical vocabulary, we are learning film and literature. That means technical vocabulary related to film and literature. What is technical vocabulary? Technical vocabulary is a set of words or phrases used in a specific domain. What is this specific domain? For example, if I say like this, a statistics formula or a table, we are analyzing something, we are seeing a data, then these words are used by statisticians. If I tell something about the wires or the gadgets or the chips or the electronic devices, this vocabulary is used by electronic students. That means every discipline has its own specialized vocabulary. For example, medical field people have a medical technology. Only those people will understand. And if someone is there from other field like commerce, they have their own words which would be understood by commerce department people only. So in this unit, we will learn about the vocabulary that will be helpful to write about films and books. And if you have any doubt regarding vocabulary, you can definitely refer to unit number 5 in your SEM 3 syllabus. There you will know what is this vocabulary and how much vocabulary is important. And again, let me tell you, if you have anything like unable to hear the voice or some things, you can definitely tell me in the chat. I will look into the chat. Okay. Now, what is this technical vocabulary? And in this technical vocabulary, there are two things. One is film and another one is literature. Now, if you go back to the sample film review in your textbook, you know there is a sample film review about Pelli Chupulu and how the review was given. I told you as a homework to read it. So in that sample film review, there are some underlined words like rom-com, that means romantic comedy, and genre means which genre it belongs to. Is it a comedy film, is it a family film, is it a romantic film, is it an action film? And what is a melodrama? It is melody plus drama. And what is laugh aloud humor? That means the funny situations are so much that people will be laughing aloud because of those fun situations in that movie. And background score, that means music. So the following are some of the technical words and phrases that are useful to write film and television reviews. So we are telling you some special technical words or phrases which will be very helpful to you to write that film review or to write that book review. Let us see in the next slide what are they. So there are three things. One is film genres, second thing is themes, and the third thing is characters. We will look into detail. These are known as the categories of the kinds of films. First one, Action, that means it's an action film. Adventure, that means it's full of adventure. That means they are going to a forest or they are searching for a treasure hunt in that movie. There is animation film, there is biographies, and there are detective movies, comedy movies, there are historical movies. That means they are movies about history, how uh, India got independence. Someone may have made a film about history, how India got independence and who fought for that. So many movies are there about patriotism. And there are horror movies, there are also mythological movies, that means related to Hindu mythology or some other things. And there is science fiction, that is related movies related to space. And there is romantic comedy, that means romance is also there, comedy is there. And what is sitcom? Sitcom means situational comedy. And western, what is western? Western means the movie will have all cowboys. They'll wear a hat, they'll wear a gun belt tied to their waist, and they will ride a horse, and they will be fighting with guns. This is known as western genres, cowboy movies. The next slide shows further explanation on two more categories. One is themes and another is characters. So what is the theme of the story? So it is very important. What is coming of age? That means a girl or a boy in the movie has been a child, and now she has become a adult person. How that journey in the movie from the child to that adult person is known as coming of age movie. Conflict. In the movie, there is a conflict between two people, maybe the hero and the villain. There is a conflict between rich people and poor people. Fate. Sometimes in the hero or heroine has a fate and they don't meet each other. So sometimes the movie is on friendship, love, revenge, romance, sacrifice. There are many movies about patriotism where people die for the sake of the country. And there is vengeance, that means revenge. So this is known as the theme, what theme the film belongs to. Next, characters, the antagonist or the anti-hero. Okay, so the hero or the villain, archetype, that means what type of character is that hero, what type of that character is that heroine. And confident, that means this person is a friend of the hero. He will be helping the hero from the starting of the movie till the ending of the movie. He is known as a confidant. And narrator, sometimes celebrities will narrate in the movie. They will not be in the movie, they have no character in the movie, but they will narrate throughout the movie. They are only the narrators. They will explain the movie in between, maybe during the starting or in the middle or at the end of the movie. They are known as narrators. And two dimensional characters, what are two dimensional characters? Sometimes a hero is a good person and a hero is also a bad person. He has two characters in him. So these are known as characters. So we have successfully seen three categories of or the kinds of films genres, themes, and characters. Now I will explain you with some examples. Someone the central character trusts and has confidence in. He is known as confidant. I told you already, he might be the hero's friend who is there with the hero from starting till the end of the movie. Next, if a film is set in the past and the actors are dressed like people from the past, it is known as costume drama. See, recently some films have come about people who were in the history. So they will be dressing like those people only in the movie, how those people were there at that time in the past. The dresses, the everything will be matching that past. So it is known as costume drama. Now, unusual sounds or images created artificially using new technology. Nowadays, all English movies, which are superhero based movies, are using special effects. Without this special effects, the movie is not there. So, this is known as unusual sound images created artificially using technology. Next, what is a premiere? First show of a film. That means first time this movie is showed to the public or to the movie fraternity. Yes, of course, the director has already seen the movie, editor has seen the movie, but they are team members. Someone not from the team and from the public they are seeing for the first time is known as premiere. Last example, what is screenplay? How the film of the how the script of the film, including acting, instruction, are seen is known as screenplay. When this scene should come, when the scene should be an interval, when the climax should come, this is known as screenplay. So with this we have come to the end of the explanation of film vocabulary, and now I will go on to the explanation of literary vocabulary. Now, well, literary vocabulary, just as we need some technical vocabulary to write about films, we also need special vocabulary to write about books. Now, as I already told you, there is a sample example in your textbook, which is Blue Umbrella as a book review. Now, however, both films and books are basically narratives. That means visual and verbal. That means both films and books are closely one and the same. Let me tell you, many of the books which were written were made as movies. For example, you can take our Indian book only, which was written by Chetan Bhagat. It was made into movies. Like Two States was made into a movie. So it's the same thing. Or Half Girlfriend he has written, it was made into a movie. So books and movies are one and the same. So there are common words in both the book review and film review. What are the common words? Story, plot, theme, subject, narration, point of view, climax, resolution, characters, narrative technique. Even the writing genres are the same. They are broadly classified into work of imagination, which is known as written in verse or prose, and also work of information. That means everything is true, nothing is imagination. So in other words, sir, tell me, what is this work of imagination? It is fiction. What is this work of information? It is non-fiction. That means fiction means he has created a story, non-fiction means he has taken an original story. Nothing is imagination, everything is true. So all you need to remember is fiction, non-fiction. Let me go to the next slide. In the next slide, we are going in detail explanation about fiction and non-fiction. What is fiction? It can be an adventure. Someone may write a movie about a treasure and he has to go and find the treasure in a forest. Or it may be a comedy, it can be a crime, it can be a detective. Sometimes it is a fable or a fairy tale. Do you understand when I explained you about fable or fairy tale, when I was telling the poem The Flower? I told you about Snow White. I told you about the Beauty and the Beast. I told you story about Cinderella. So these are all fairy tale stories, and there can be horror stories, mystery stories, suspense stories, science related stories, tragedy stories, or western. Just now I told you western means cowboy stories, cowboy films. Now what is non-fiction? Non-fiction means autobiography. That means you are writing someone's story, maybe a politician, maybe a film star, maybe a successful person. So when you are writing this autobiography, you will write truth, you will not write your own imagination. Next, you are writing a diary. In your diary you will write down from morning till evening what you have done and what has happened. You will not write all imaginations in your diary. You will only write in your diary what has happened from morning till evening. What is a report? In the report you will write only the truth. If he is fail, he is fail. If he is passed, he is passed. So non-fiction means exact information, no imagination. Suppose you are writing a travelogue. What is a travelogue? You are traveling and writing all the details of your travel. From morning till evening, where did you travel? What did you do? Where did you eat? What you have eaten? So a travelogue is non-fiction. That means only true information, no false information. So this is the explanation of fiction and non-fiction in literary vocabulary. Now let me give you some example. So what is an epic? A book that is long and contains a lot of actions, usually dealing with historical subjects. So if it is a very long story and it has lot of actions and it is dealing with historical subject which has happened in the past, it is known as an epic. Next, what is point of view? Here, the perspective from which a story is told. Let us take the example of J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling has written Harry Potter. In Harry Potter, what is the point of view of J.K. Rowling? There is a boy named Harry Potter. He wants to learn magic so that he can kill the villain who has killed Harry Potter's parents. That is the point of view of J.K. Rowling's story. Next, who is omniscient? A narrator who knows the thoughts and feelings of all the characters in the story. What does that mean? That means, I told you already, a celebrity will be narrating throughout the film. He will not be seen in the movie. He will not have any character in that movie. He has only voiceover. He will just narrate throughout the movie in between. So he knows everything about the thoughts and feelings of all the people in the story. So that's why this narrator is omniscient. So with this, I conclude the examples of this literary vocabulary. And I thank you for listening to this very patiently. My next topic will be grammar conditionals.